and discuss. Some parents, it's camp for kids and we have camp for adults. Sometimes we have mixed camps, especially when we travel abroad. We have camps in Ukraine, usually it's in Carpathians and at Black Sea, near Kharkiv also, near the river, not here, near Volchansk region, in Volchansk region, Seversky Donetsk. And the first thing we teach our kids and adults is to say, sorry, I don't understand you. Can you say this? Say, sorry, I don't understand you. So if you do not understand me, you just stop me, okay? Otherwise, if you listen to my nice voice, so you will lose the content. So that's why it's very important to know and to learn how to stop. With adults it's easier because they know what they want. With kids it's more difficult because they get used to school. At school, if you do like this, teachers are happy, right? We are not happy because we have games, and if you do not understand what to do during the game, you lose. We don't have losers in our camp, and this is one of the psychological things. We teach them, we don't use this word, we say that this is experience. And if you lose, it's even better than if you win. Because when you win, you just celebrate, hooray, I'm the best, everything is fine. Usually you do not analyze what leads you to this winning.
Sorry, I can't understand the word analyze.
Analyze. Usually you do not analyze. When you analyze, you do not analyze how or what things brings you to the winning process, right? When you lose, you usually, oh, what was wrong, what we should improve, and something like that. So that's why you don't have, oh, you're a loser, something like that. We have competition though. Competition is important because competition, but it's not competition to make somebody down or to put somebody down, but to improve yourself, to do your best, just to show that I can. And this is another thing we teach everyone, kids and adults, that you should believe that you can. If you can, you can. If you don't believe in this, if you think, oh no, it's too difficult, oh, how can I do this, no, no, no. And we have lots of games which support this idea. We have, unfortunately, only 4, 5, maybe 6. Maybe you have heard about river crossing, very popular game. Yeah. River crossing. Yes, you have heard. One of the games which teaches that you can if you work together and if you help each other. And this is another thing we teach in our camp: coordination, cooperation, helping, supporting, and while working together, again, another important thing we teach them, how to listen to each other. We don't have these talking sticks, which I was talking yesterday about, from open space, which we have here, like microphone, right? But we have the rule. When we come to the camp, first thing to do is to discuss with participants what are the rules of our living. They suggest different kind of rules. Like, for example, for our communication, what would be the rule? Which rules would you want to have?
If I don't understand, I say stop.
Okay, so stop, the right to stop. Right, okay, what else?
Parallel actions.
About actions?
Without parallel.
Parallel, no parallel actions, what do you mean?
No, somebody talk and somebody talk together.
And that's what we call listen to each other. So, and this is usually rule, when people gives rule, okay, your rules first. What rule do you want to have? Do you want to have any rules here? Yes, in our group. Okay, think. Do you have any rules?
Oh, the rule of raising hand.
Yes, okay.
What will I do?
Правило поднятой руки.
И я думаю, в принципе, уже есть смысл выходить. Гореть оно не будет, а мы, если посидим здесь еще буквально минут 10, потом будут реально надышаться этим дымом.
Because there are lots of people who participate, who listen, and who do not appear, who do not say anything. That's why we have rule number 3. It's good when you listen, it's very good when you think, but it's even better when you express yourself, your thoughts, your ideas, you share, you participate. And during the games, what is interesting, it's you're in the process. You do not remember about the rules. You just show and behave as you usually behave. And it's okay. Counselors, you can be counselors, by the way, not only participants. You should go through counselors' school before. Counselors usually give the task and do not interfere very much if it is safe for kids. And they watch and write down something. Sometimes if we have this kind of stuff, we take pictures or even films. Because when, again, very important part after the game is to analyze it. If we just play the game and then, okay, have fun, that's nice, let's go and do something else, this is not good. It's not good even in school, by the way, because I saw some teachers during their lessons, they're playing, with poor, hello, why were you playing? You had fun and nothing else. Lots of camps, by the way, they have lots of fun. Jumping, I don't know, playing games and singing songs, what for? Just to distract kids from doing other things, just to involve them in the process. But that is not enough. We have to teach. It's like first step, and this is the moment when you have the opportunity to teach them how to analyze what was going on. And that's why after the game you should have a discussion. 100%. Without a discussion, 50% of Magic Camp is lost. And if counselor does this, it's like, hello, go back to counsel school. Usually after counsel school they know how to do this. And then all these notes come out and you say, okay, Vasya, we lost, and why do you think so? And he starts usually blaming others. Because she was not so important, not so active, because he was doing something, he was shouting and doing nothing. And you, did you let them do anything during this process? Yes, of course, I was the most active, I was ruling the process. Yes, but you didn't listen to him, you lost the idea of her, and so on and so forth. And sometimes this kind of things help, because they don't remember. No, look. Oh, really? Some people, yes, I understand, I believe and I remember this. I was speaking about that joining, how to say, combining resting or relaxing and teaching. This is the best moment when they are actually in the process of, they don't think that somebody is teaching them anything, they're just living. They're living through games, they're living through communication with each other. And actually, we in the camp don't do what I'm doing now. We don't have lectures. Because I'm doing it just because to give you some information. We try to let them live through the process and to experience some new attitude to each other. When they can respect, support, and when they are sure that they will be listened. Because sometimes they're not speaking. They don't speak because they didn't have experience of being listened to. Usually, especially little kids. With grown-ups, a little different and different. With children, it's definitely like that. When a child starts telling something to a parents, and parents, oh yeah, and doesn't care. Right? So, and that's why the first thing for teachers and for counselors, our counselors, to learn is how to listen to kids, to look into their eyes and to genuinely show the interest. That I'm interested in you, in what you're saying. See? Okay? So, now let's play some games and then we'll continue. Okay? One of the game is about community level. Just a minute. Of course, the more people, the merrier, right? But what we have what we have. I mean, just we start with the rules, of course, but before the rules or after the rules, we should know each other something, right? With children, it's easier because we have a game like, well, my name is Andrew, and I like doing like this. And the only thing you should do is remember the names and remember the gestures. Gestures just help, it's like, you understand, the switch on kinesthetic memory, and it's like, help people. We are only 5, 6 here. It's not a big deal, but when we have a group, usually we have teams of 15, more than 15, 2 counselors in a team. We have 3 teams, younger, middle, and older. No, not always, but sometimes, 2 times in our history we had 16 full teams. Usually 3, 45, usually even less, about 30, 25, something like that. It depends on the topic, on the place, and on the money they pay for it. So that's why usually it's about 10, 8 kids in a team. But sometimes, especially in summer, it happens to be 15. 15 to remember, it's not so easy. That's why the counselor starts and the counselor finishes, to show that it's possible to learn all the names. Can you do this? Do you want to remember this? Or more sophisticated, right? For those who can speak better English and for those who are older, we usually add something about ourselves. Like, I'm Andrew and my hobby, for example. Or I like reading, at least, or whatever you like. It's the first step to opening, saying something about yourself. Or we play more interesting game. You should remember the name. You should say your name first, and then 2 lies and 1 truth, or vice versa. 2 truths and 1 lie, and that involves more thinking, and some people say more about yourself. So we can do this, for example, right? Each of you think about 2 truths, something real about you, and 1 lie. Okay? Ready? You say your name, and you say these 3 sentences. For example, my name is Andrew, and I was born in Harkov. I have 3 children, and I like traveling. You respond, okay, Andrew, you should say the name first, really this and this, and I don't think that he this and this. Okay?
Okay, I think then you really had 3 books. Really like travel, but didn't learn.
Was not boring.
Was not boring.
And another thing, we agree from the very beginning that we help each other with mistakes. Mistakes, to make a mistake is good. Through mistakes we are learning. So that's why you can correct me if you hear my mistake. I can correct you. Okay? And it's okay. Okay? Do you agree with her? Yeah, but again, I forgot one thing. We should say your name at the beginning, then end. So, do you agree with Dasha?
Да, согласна?
Да.
Yes.
You agree with Dasha and
I agree with
Dasha
and I, как меня зовут?
My name is.
And my name is Cecilia.
Yeah. What do you agree? Andrew.
With Andrew.
Ну, Эндрю зовут Эндрю. Правда в чем? Что он родился в Харькове, что 3 детей?
Правда, да.
Или что он любит путешествовать?
I think try is то, что мы
Truth. Truth is.
Truth is 3 children, and you like travel.
traveling. And why I was not born in Kharkiv. No, in English when you say something negative, you agree with negative. I was not born in Kharkiv, no, you were not born in Kharkiv. Okay, do you agree?
My name is Zhenya. I don't agree with Sophia. I think that Andrew was born in Kharkov and liked traveling. He doesn't have 3 kids.
3 kids. Okay, thank you. You? Name?
My name is Andrew. I think you have 3 kids. I think you like traveling, and you wasn't born in Kharkov because...
You weren't. You weren't. You множественное число. Was
это единственное число, were это множество.
Okay. You were not born in Kharkov because people from Kharkov don't like Ukrainian language.
I know. It's not true.
I like Ukrainian language.
No, it's okay. No. Do you agree? So you speak about them, their names, and you can say I don't agree with Zhenya, but I agree with Sofia and Dasha.
Yes.
Yeah, but it's like kind of one of the rules.
I agree with
Speak about
Sofia
people
and Dasha.
Okay? In this way you remember the names and involve them in the conversation. You?
My name is Daniil, and I think you weren't born in Kharkiv. I guess you have 3 kids and you like traveling because you told it that on the previous lesson.
Okay, yes.
So those 2 topics are true. I agree. Who said he wasn't born in Kharkiv? I agree with you.
So actually a majority, right? You know me more. Yes, I was born in Lviv, that's right. And I have 3 kids and I like traveling, that's right. Wow. Yeah. And in this way you can say, okay, let's see who wants to be the next one.
I want.
Okay.
My name is Tasha. And 3 texts.
You remember 1 is not true and 2 is true.
Okay. I have 2 kids. I like traveling and my favorite hobby is
Skiing.
Skiing.
Ski.
Skiing, yes, yes, skiing.
My favorite thing too.
Yes, skiing, good. Okay, so what do you think?
A second fact. Which one?
I forgot. So what is it? I have 2 kids.
It was not true. You like traveling. You said I like.
I like travel.
Traveling, ski, and surf with
2 kids.
2 kids.
So, what do you think?
And
I first. Ski. Maybe you like traveling, you like ski, but at this moment you haven't 2 kids.
Who knows?
So, and the others, you know the rules now. I agree with Andrew, or I don't agree with Andrew. I think.
I
Don't forget about names.
don't. I'm Sophia. I don't agree with Andrew. I think he have she has 2 children, but she don't like skills.
Skiing.
She doesn't like skiing.
She doesn't like
Skiing. Skis, лыжи. Skiing, катание на лыжах.
She doesn't like skiing.
Skiing. Okay. Okay, maybe. Let's listen to the others.
my name is Zhenya. I don't agree with Sophia because I think that Russia.
Do you agree with Andrew?
Actually, I don't remember.
Okay.
Here traveling two children.
I think that Dasha doesn't have two kids, but she likes skiing and she likes water.
So you agree with them? Okay.
Yes.
You?
Okay.
As I told, my name is Daniel. I agree with Sofia. I think Nina doesn't like skiing. Dasha. I'm sorry. Doesn't like skiing, but she have two kids, and she like traveling. Everybody likes
She
traveling.
has two kids and everybody likes traveling.
Yes.
Okay. So what is true?
What about you?
Me. I agree with Andrew that you like skiing and traveling, and you have kids. I know that you have kids, but I don't remember how many. That's why I think
But I have two kids and I like traveling, but skiing
it's
is
not
not my favorite hobby.
But you demonstrate
She can only show like this.
only this.
Yeah, something like that. Okay, and do you remember the names now? What is her name? Okay, remember. What is his name?
Andrew,
Andrew. What is her name?
Sofia,
What is his name?
Daniel.
What is her name?
Dasha.
Dasha. Okay. And my name is Andrew. Yeah. Okay. And was it difficult? Did you
No.
learn something? You had some mistakes, and again it was okay. for us to- As we keep speaking, you will practice, and you will just automatically remember that she doesn't, he doesn't, and something like that. Okay, another more sophisticated game with which you can either
We
get
don't do all people in this play, or only Dasha and.
No, I want you to learn something.
Okay,
Let's
okay.
learn some other
Okay,
games, okay? Because you will.
Okay.
Well, this is called Community Web, and you can have this game either at the beginning if you want, as the getting acquainted with people. You can actually, or you can have it at the end when you want to summarize and get some information from people. Actually, anything you want, because the only thing that we are sharing something, doesn't matter what. For example, something about ourselves, right? Like let's make a topic. Which topic? What do you want to discuss now? What do you want to share?
Задайте тему, имеется в виду задать
Да, мы
тему.
поняли, что он говорит, мы думаем тему. Задай тему. Сидите.
Okay, where do you like to travel? Okay?
Okay.
Okay, you said that you like traveling, all of you, so where? What are my favorite places to travel? Or where I want to go, I've never been there, or something like that. Or I usually go there because I like it. My favorite place of traveling, okay? Well, interesting. My name is Andrew. If it is the task to give the names, maybe we already know each other, it's not necessary to say the names. So, of course I like to travel to my birthplace, to live, of course, but I was there so many times that nothing new. I like to bring people there to show them the city. And, but I think that I like nature and mountains more than other places. I like cities as well, but I already traveled to many cities and they are more or less like alike. Still, yeah, nature is more. I like to travel to some places with mountains, maybe with some water, and of course with trees, or something like that. That's my favorite. So when you share this, again, you can do any task you want. You can ask other people to repeat this if you need them to practice. We will do it because I want you to speak English a little bit. And then you throw this ball. Okay, yes. When you speak, you put it on your finger and make it like this and throw it to another person. Better if somebody who sits across you, okay? So where do you like to travel? No, I wanted you to practice. So first about me and then about yourself.
Talk about you, what
Yes.
you say yes, and then Andrew likes travel around Lviv, and Andrew more more travel for mountains and forests. My name is Andrei.
Okay.
Not Andrew.
Okay.
I like travel around Kharkiv, and I like travel to sea, to another town, mountain, forest, of course.
Okay. So you like to travel everywhere.
Oh, yes, everywhere.
It's just to travel, that is good. Okay. Make like this and throw the ball to another one.
Throw the ball not near.
Yes, to somebody, yeah. To make, yeah. But first put it on your finger.
That we put finger. That
Yes.
Пов'язати на пальці і кинути м'яч.
Yes.
Of course.
Good. Yeah, but make it tight.
Ah,
Like this.
understand.
Good. Yeah, make it tight.
Okay. Andrew likes traveling everywhere, around Kharkov, go to sea and mountain and forest. So he likes traveling everywhere. I have dream about Machu Picchu. I wanna go to traveling to mountain Machu Picchu. This is mountain in Peru. So this is my dream, and I want to go.
And it's an old city there, so
Huh?
Machu Picchu also an old city.
Yes, also old city. So I want to stay sometime in the city and go to mountain and make some shamanic practice or things like this. And my name is Женя.
Hi everybody. Zhenya likes traveling, and her dream is to visit an ancient city, Machu Picchu, in South America. As for me, I like traveling too. I like hiking. I like hiking in mountains and just visiting places where I had never been before.
Okay. You remember his name?
Oh, my name is.
No, we're just checking. It was not the task.
Hey.
Бросай еще раз.
Second attempt.
Здравствуйте, можно посмотреть?
Можно.
If you speak English, you can join it.
Ну, блин, почему именно мне? Я тебя почти не поняла. Я поняла почти всех, кроме
English,
тебя.
speak English. I didn't understand you, but still.
Try to understand. Okay.
As far as I
Я не
understood,
могу повторить, потому что я не совсем поняла, что он сказал.
say that in English. Just wrote it. Yes.
Good morning. My name is Natalia. I'm from Kharkiv. I like.
Where do you like to travel?
I see.
I think
I think that any place